Infantryman. This is the heart of the Army and its primary fighting force. The infantryman is the frontline soldier whose mission is to close with and destroy the enemy. They are the boots on the ground, trained to fight in any environment, from dense forests to urban centers. Armed with rifles, machine guns, and grenades, they are the soldiers who seize and hold territory. Infantry is the Army's core ground combat force, and many other roles exist to enable and support frontline operations. Armor Crewman. This is the mounted warrior of the modern battlefield. An armor crewman is a member of the four-person team that operates a main battle tank, like the M1 Abrams. The team consists of a tank commander, a gunner, a loader, and a driver. Their job is to be the spearhead of an assault, using the tank's immense firepower and armor protection to destroy enemy tanks, breach fortifications, and create breakthroughs in the enemy line. Paratrooper. A paratrooper is a soldier trained to enter combat or operations by parachute, often as part of an airborne unit. They are part of a forcible entry force, capable of conducting a mass tactical parachute jump to seize an airfield or a key objective deep behind enemy lines. This is a high-risk, high-reward mission that requires immense courage and discipline. The U.S. Army's 82nd Airborne Division is the most famous example of this role. Air Assault Infantry. An air assault soldier is an expert in helicopter-borne operations. While a paratrooper arrives by parachute, an air assault soldier is trained for helicopter-borne operations, including assaults, rapid insertions, raids, and movement of forces. They are trained in helicopter insertion methods and air mobile operations, and they specialize in rapid attacks and maneuver that can bypass frontline defenses and strike key objectives. The U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division is one of the best-known examples of a large air assault force. Cavalry Scout. The Cavalry Scout is the commander's eyes and ears on the battlefield. Their job is to move ahead of the main force, often in fast, lightly armored vehicles, to find the enemy and report their location, strength, and disposition without getting into a major fight. They are experts in stealth, observation, and land navigation. They are the ones who find the enemy so that the tanks and infantry can fix and destroy them. Special Operations Forces. A Special Operations Soldier is an elite military professional trained for high-risk missions in complex environments. Depending on the unit and country, their missions can include direct action raids, special reconnaissance, counterterrorism, hostage rescue, and training or advising partner forces. Some specialize in unconventional warfare, working with and through local allies, resistance movements, or indigenous forces rather than fighting as a large conventional unit. They often operate in small teams, rely on precision and intelligence, and are trained in advanced weapons, fieldcraft, survival, communications, and sometimes foreign languages and regional culture. Artilleryman. Known as the King of Battle, the Artilleryman is responsible for providing long-range indirect fire support. They operate massive howitzer cannons from positions miles behind the front line. Using precise calculations, they fire high-explosive shells in a high arc to destroy targets that frontline soldiers cannot see or reach. An artilleryman's job is to rain destruction on the enemy, breaking up their formations and suppressing their defenses before the infantry and tanks even arrive. Artillery Fire Direction Specialist. While the artilleryman fires the cannon, the fire direction specialist is the brain of the battery. They work in a command post, taking the targeting information from a forward observer and translating it into precise firing data for the gun crews. They are masters of ballistics, calculating the exact angle, charge, and fuse settings needed to ensure the shell hits the target accurately from miles away. They are the crucial link between the eyes on the front line and the guns in the rear. Mortarman. Often called indirect fire infantry, the mortarman provides the infantry company with its own personal artillery. They operate mortars, which are short-range weapons that fire explosive rounds in a very high arc, allowing them to drop shells directly into enemy trenches or behind buildings. A mortar crew can provide immediate, responsive fire support just a few hundred meters ahead of friendly troops, a capability that is crucial in a close-quarters fight. Forward Observer. This soldier is the crucial link between the infantry on the ground and the powerful weapons that support them. A forward observer is an expert in calling for and adjusting indirect fire such as artillery and mortars, and may also support air-delivered fires when working with qualified joint fires personnel. They are often attached to a frontline infantry unit, where they use maps, radios, and laser designators to direct a devastating and precise barrage of fire onto enemy targets, ensuring that the firepower of the entire army can be brought to bear on a single point. Air Defense Artillery. This soldier's mission is to protect the force from all threats in the sky. An Air Defense Artillery, or ADA soldier, operates some of the most advanced technology in the Army. This ranges from crewing short-range air defense systems designed to shoot down drones and helicopters to operating the long-range Patriot missile system, which can intercept enemy aircraft and ballistic missiles. They are the guardians of the airspace above the battlefield. Combat Engineer. A combat engineer's job is to shape the battlefield. They have a dual mission, famously summarized as, "We move the earth." Offensively, they are masters of mobility and destruction, tasked with clearing obstacles for friendly forces. This includes breaching walls, clearing minefields with explosives, and building bridges under fire. Defensively, they create obstacles for the enemy, building fortifications, digging tank ditches, and laying minefields. EOD Specialist. An EOD Specialist is the Army's bomb disposal expert. They are highly trained soldiers tasked with one of the most dangerous jobs in the military, to render safe and dispose of all types of explosive hazards. This includes unexploded artillery shells, improvised explosive devices, and even captured enemy munitions. Their courage and technical expertise save countless lives on the battlefield. CBRN Specialist. A CBRN Specialist is the Army's defense against weapons of mass destruction. Their mission is to protect the force from chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear threats. This involves training soldiers on how to use protective gear, operating sophisticated detection equipment to identify hazardous agents, and conducting decontamination operations after an attack. Officer. An officer is a soldier who has been commissioned to hold a position of leadership and command. Their primary role is to lead, plan, and command, while often specializing in a branch or functional area. From a lieutenant leading a platoon to a general commanding a division, the officer is responsible for planning, decision-making, and the overall welfare and discipline of the soldiers under their command. NCO. The NCO is the backbone of the Army. From a sergeant leading a squad to a platoon sergeant advising a lieutenant, the NCO is the experienced leader, trainer, and disciplinarian of the force. They are the ones who translate the officers' plans into action, who train soldiers in their individual tasks, and who enforce standards on a daily basis. They are the bridge between the commanders and the enlisted soldiers. Staff/Operations Officer. At every level of command from battalion upwards, a team of specialized staff officers supports the commander. The most critical of these is the operations officer, who is responsible for planning, synchronizing, and running the unit's current and future operations. These planners are the ones who turn a commander's intent into a detailed, written order, with timelines, graphics, and assigned tasks for all subordinate units. Aviator and Crew Chief. These are the soldiers who rule the sky above the battlefield. Army aviators are typically warrant officers or commissioned officers who pilot the Army's aircraft, including helicopters such as the AH-64 Apache, UH-60 Blackhawk, and CH-47 Chinook. They are supported by enlisted crew chiefs and aircrew who help maintain the aircraft, manage in-flight operations, and on some missions operate defensive weapons. Aviation Maintenance. These are the highly skilled mechanics and technicians who keep the Army's multi-million-dollar helicopters flying. An aviation maintenance soldier can be specialized as an aircraft mechanic who works on the engines and airframe, or an avionics specialist, who works on the complex electronics and flight control systems. Their job is meticulous and essential. Without them, the Army's powerful air assets would be grounded. Intelligence Analyst. This is the brains of the operation. An intelligence analyst is not a direct combat soldier. Their battlefield is information. Their job is to take all sources of intelligence, from satellite imagery and intercepted communications to prisoner interrogations, and piece them together to create a clear picture of the enemy. They answer the critical questions for the commander. Where is the enemy? What is their strength? And what will they do next? HUMINT Collector. This soldier gathers intelligence from human sources. A HUMINT Collector's mission is to gather intelligence from people. This involves a wide range of tasks, from interviewing local sources and debriefing prisoners of war to running long-term confidential informant networks. They are experts in interpersonal skills, cultural understanding, and source validation, providing the commander with critical information about the enemy's intentions. Geospatial Intelligence Analyst. This soldier analyzes pictures to find secrets. A geospatial intelligence, or GeoInt analyst, is an expert at interpreting satellite photos, drone footage, and other imagery to identify enemy forces, track their movements, and map out the battlefield. They can spot a camouflaged tank from 30,000 feet, or use 3D terrain data to plan the safest route for a convoy. They provide the what and where for the commander's intelligence picture. Counterintelligence Special Agent. This soldier is the Army's spy hunter. A counterintelligence, or CI agent, is a highly trained federal agent whose mission is to protect the Army from foreign intelligence services. They investigate and neutralize threats of espionage, sabotage, and terrorism that target Army personnel and facilities. They are the defensive players in the game of espionage, working to ensure the Army's secrets remain safe. Drone Operator. The drone operator is the modern face of battlefield reconnaissance. These soldiers operate the Army's fleet of unmanned aerial systems, or UAS. This ranges from small hand-launched drones that provide a platoon with an immediate eye in the sky to larger, more sophisticated platforms that can loiter over a battlefield for hours, using advanced cameras and sensors to track enemy movements and guide fire support. Signal Corps. If the infantry is the muscle, the Signal Corps is the Army's nervous system. A signal soldier is responsible for all forms of communication. They install, operate, and maintain the vast network of radios, satellite terminals, and computer systems that allow every unit on the battlefield to talk to each other. Without the Signal Corps, a modern army is deaf and blind, unable to coordinate its movements or call for support. Cyber and Electronic Warfare Soldier. This soldier fights in the digital and electromagnetic domains. Cyber operations specialists are responsible for both defending the Army's networks and conducting offensive cyber attacks against an adversary. Electronic warfare specialists are focused on the electromagnetic spectrum, jamming enemy communications, intercepting their radio signals, and protecting friendly forces from electronic attack. PSYOP Soldier. A PSYOP soldier is a master of influence and persuasion. Their mission is to influence the emotions, motives, and behavior of foreign audiences to support U.S. objectives. This is done by developing and disseminating information products such as leaflets, radio broadcasts, and social media campaigns designed to shape the narrative of a conflict. Their goal is to win the war without fighting by changing the minds of the enemy and the local population. Logistics. Logistics is the science of keeping an army moving, and these are the soldiers who make it happen. This is a massive field that covers many roles. Quartermasters provide all supplies, from food and water to fuel and ammunition. Ordnance soldiers repair the Army's weapons and vehicles. Transportation specialists operate the fleet of trucks and watercraft that move all of these supplies to the front. They live by the motto, "Amateurs talk tactics, Professionals study logistics. Fuel and Ammunition Specialist. These are two of the most critical logistics roles. The fuel specialist, often called a petroleum supply specialist, is responsible for the lifeblood of a mechanized army, fuel. They manage the storage and distribution of millions of gallons of fuel to keep tanks, trucks, and helicopters running. The ammunition specialist is responsible for managing the entire arsenal, from rifle bullets to tank shells and missiles, ensuring the right ammunition gets to the right unit at the right time. Vehicle mechanic. An army can't fight if it can't move. The vehicle mechanic is the soldier responsible for keeping the army's vast fleet of trucks, Humvees, and armored personnel carriers running. They perform everything from routine maintenance and engine swaps to complex battlefield repairs, often under difficult and dangerous conditions, ensuring the logistical and combat wheels of the army keep turning. Armament Repairer. While a mechanic fixes the vehicles, the armament repairer fixes the things that go boom. This soldier is responsible for maintaining and repairing the Army's entire arsenal of weaponry, from individual rifles and machine guns to the complex electronic firing systems of a howitzer or a tank's main gun. They are the weapons experts who ensure the firepower of the Army is always ready. MP. An MP is a soldier trained in military law enforcement, security, and detention operations, with duties that vary by country and unit. They have two primary missions. In garrison, or on a home base, they function like a civilian police department, enforcing laws and maintaining order. In a field or combat environment, their mission shifts. They are responsible for route security, managing enemy prisoners of war, and providing security for critical command posts. Corrections. This soldier is essentially the Army's correctional officer. Their mission is to manage confinement and correctional facilities. In a combat zone, this role is critical for handling enemy prisoners of war, running detention sites according to the rules of the Geneva Conventions. In garrison, they are responsible for operating the on-post jails, known as confinement facilities, for soldiers who have been convicted of a crime. Combat Medic. Often called the Doc, the combat medic is one of the most respected and vital soldiers on the battlefield. They are trained combat soldiers who can fight alongside frontline units and provide immediate life-saving medical care under fire. Their mission is to provide immediate life-saving trauma care to wounded soldiers under fire, often in the critical golden hour after an injury. They are the first link in the chain of survival that brings wounded soldiers home. Medical Specialist. While the combat medic provides frontline trauma care, the Army's medical field is vast. It includes highly professional nurses who staff combat support hospitals, physicians and surgeons who perform life-saving operations, and a huge range of enlisted specialists who work as medical lab technicians, radiology specialists, and dental technicians, providing a complete healthcare system for soldiers anywhere in the world. Human Resources. The Human Resources, or HR Specialist, is the soldier responsible for all personnel administration. They are the administrative experts who manage soldier records, process promotions and awards, handle leave requests, and ensure that every soldier's pay and personnel files are accurate. They are the essential link that manages the most important resource the Army has: its people. Financial Management Technician. This soldier is the Army's finance and pay expert. Their mission is to ensure that all soldiers are paid correctly and on time. They also help manage operational funds, process payments and financial services in deployed environments, and serve as the bankers of the battlefield by providing pay support to soldiers in the field. JAG Corps. The Judge Advocate General's, or JAG Corps, is the Army's legal arm. It is composed of both commissioned lawyers, known as judge advocates, and enlisted paralegal specialists. Their mission is to provide legal advice to commanders and to administer military justice. This includes everything from prosecuting criminal cases in a court-martial to providing legal assistance to soldiers on personal matters like wills and taxes. Chaplain Corps. The Chaplain Corps is responsible for providing religious support and spiritual care to soldiers and their families. It is comprised of chaplains, who are ordained clergy members and commissioned officers, and religious affairs specialists, who are enlisted soldiers that provide security and support for the chaplain. They are responsible for conducting religious services, providing confidential counseling, and advising the command on matters of morale and religion. Public affairs and civil affairs. These soldiers are focused on the human and informational environment. A public affairs soldier is the Army's communication professional, responsible for telling the Army's story to the public and escorting media on the battlefield. A civil affairs soldier is a unique operator who works as the link between the military commander and the civilian population in a conflict zone, helping to rebuild infrastructure, coordinate with NGOs, and win hearts and minds. Thanks for watching. Did I miss any major military roles? Let me know in the comments. Also, please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.